Tensions running high around the NBA tonight. We've got punches thrown and landed. Plus, the Chicago Bulls want to fight Giannis Antetokounmpo after he breaks an unwritten rule. I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. We've said it before, but 70% of you're not subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it here. So the Pelicans and the Suns, a game that would ultimately see the Suns get the win. Mark Williams versus Jose Alvarado. Mark Williams, 7'1", Jose Alvarado, 6'0". Take a look at this. Get a little tangled up, the little shove there from Mark Williams. Next thing you know, punches thrown, and the little guy connects over the top. Bench is clear. Everybody tried to break it up. The Suns would eventually win this game, but look at this. Watch how this plays out. And watch how smart Jose Alvarado is in this situation. So the little shove, and Jose Alvarado says, hey, I may be more than a foot shorter than you. That doesn't mean you can push me in the back like that, Mark Williams. Now, Alvarado known for annoying people out there on the floor. Maybe not a surprise that Mark Williams had enough of them. But here, Alvarado steps up. Watch how smart. Look, he grabs the jersey. Alvarado says there's no reach advantage if I'm already on the inside here. I'm going to grab the jersey. I'm going to keep you real close here. No reach advantage anymore. Again, the size advantage for Williams. Alvarado moving him around a little bit. The back elbow. Did you catch that? Look at the back elbow from Williams right here. Boom. Right over the top. Alvarado tries to come over the top once there. Williams throws really the first. I don't know if we can call it a punch, but I just talked about how Alvarado was already on the inside. Look at that. Doesn't connect. The punch from Mark Williams doesn't connect. Watch right here. Doesn't connect. Alvarado's already doing a little bit of a duck and weave there, so the punch misses wide. You can't get him on the end of that fist because he's in too close, but watch this. Here it is. The hand fighting here. You can see Alvarado still has a hold of the jersey. Look at Alvarado's eyes right now. Eyes on the target. Where is he going to go? Boom. Chuck Liddell loves it. The overhand right over the top of the shoulder connects with Mark Williams, and then they're broken up. There's Gillespie in there. Man, Jose Alvarado didn't even have to jump to throw that strike. He was able to get that thing over the top and connect, even though he's got a foot plus height disadvantage. Smart move there by Alvarado to keep the fight in close, keep Williams close. Have to imagine Alvarado sprints to the back. Have to imagine that suspensions are certainly coming for both of them, but don't mess with Jose Alvarado. He says, I don't care. I don't care how big you are. I'm still going to get the better of you in this one, and he certainly did. All right, but that was not the only, again, the Suns did wind up winning that game against the Pelicans. That was not the only, well, let's say tense moment around the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo, welcome back, Giannis. And then he did something that has a lot of people talking, a lot of people saying he should never have done this. And then others saying the Chicago Bulls are just being big babies about it. I'm going to get to that in 1 minute.
Real quick, if you're already watching and trying to stay consistent with your eating habits while you're busy, then this is for you. I've been using Factor lately, and it's genuinely helped me stick to better eating habits without overthinking my food choices. The meals are fresh, never frozen, and ready in just 2 minutes. So even when I'm filming or simply don't feel like going to the store to get groceries, I can still stay on track. What I really like is how much variety they have now. With over 100 weekly options, the meals are designed with ingredient avoidance by default. So no pork, shellfish, mushrooms, or those spicy ingredients. They also offer plans like a high protein and GLP-1 support, which make it easier to choose something that actually fits your routine. Most of the meals I've personally had come with over 30 grams of protein, which has been great for my consistency. As you can see, it's nicely packaged, and this literally took just a couple of minutes to prepare. So head to factor75.com or click the link down below and use the code BulletinFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code BulletinFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your next order.
All right, so Giannis Antetokounmpo making his much anticipated and much needed return to the Milwaukee Bucks, puts up 29 and 8, 10 of 15 from the field. That'll get it done from Giannis. Gets a 112-103 victory over the Chicago Bulls. The Bucks certainly needed it. Currently the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference, not totally out of it, a game and a half back of the Atlanta Hawks right now, but it was what happened in the closing moments of this game that most people are going to be talking about from this one. The score 110 to 103. I told you it ended 112 to 103. So everybody thinks the game is over, right? The Bucks get the ball, game's over. The Bulls are just walking. Giannis is just going to walk the ball up the court, dribble it out. That's it. There's 5.6 seconds left right now. Nope. 5.6 seconds left. Giannis says everybody else is stopping. I'm scoring. He takes off. Remember, this is in Chicago. Windmill dunk. 1.9 seconds left. Now, it's a live ball. By rule, can Giannis do this? Absolutely. There's nothing preventing the defense didn't do anything to stop him. There's no actual on-court rule to stop Giannis from doing this. But watch what happens here. The Bulls do inbound the ball and end the game. Nikola Vucevic, not happy, goes over to have some words with Giannis Antetokounmpo about it. Kobe White comes in as well. The rule is, or I should say unwritten rule, and now you've got pushing and shoving going on there. No punches thrown like we saw in the last game with the Suns and the Pelicans. But the unwritten rule is when the game's over and both sides stop playing, you don't go score the basketball. If this was an NBA Cup game, where point differential matters, hey, it's all fair. Point differential matters. You got to keep playing all the way to the buzzer. Point differential does not matter. The game is over in this situation, and most teams will take offense to this. They will say this is trying to rub it in. This is trying to add insult to injury, especially this was not in Milwaukee. This was in Chicago. So what was the response from the players? Nikola Vucevic said, I assume Giannis was mad about the report that came out that the Bulls wouldn't trade for him, and he wanted to prove a point. I'll be honest, I keep on top of trade rumors. I don't recall specifically the report that Bulls wouldn't trade for Giannis. I would imagine most teams would be interested in Giannis. Kobe White said, he shouldn't have dunked the ball. It's disrespectful to the game. I said, bro, you're better than that. The game is over. Why do you got to do that? It's a respect thing. Giannis put a different spin on it, not surprisingly. And I'm curious what y'all think. What should Giannis have dunked that ball or not? Let me know in the comment section. I'm a bit more old school. I say no, but I say it's on the Bulls in that moment to go put him on his ass then. If he's going to dunk the ball, somebody on the Bulls needed to run down. As soon as they figured out what Giannis was doing, if it's a respect thing, somebody on the Bulls needs, instead of just walking up to Giannis after the play is over, somebody's got to take off and get after him. Now, maybe the fact that it's Giannis and the dude is, I mean, pun intended, the dude's a Greek god. Maybe that had something to do with nobody wanted to go put him on his butt in that moment. I would guess if it was like Ryan Rollins or something like that, maybe the Bulls would have been a little more eager to go and take a little shot at him. But I believe Giannis shouldn't have done that, but it's on the Chicago Bulls to stick up for themselves in that situation and go send a message. And I don't know that they really did that either. Not that I would condone violence, certainly not, never. But that is it an unwritten rule? Yes. But then it's also the unwritten rule that if you got disrespected in that way, then you need to be the team to go and do something about it. Otherwise, you can't complain. Giannis said, this is real talk. I've been 13 years in the league. If we keep on losing, brother, I love that he adds in brother, probably half the team's not going to be here, meaning they're going to get traded. Half the team's going to get traded. We're not going to make the playoffs. I really don't care. At the end of the day, I just want to be available, healthy, and help my team win. And if that is what has to happen for them, everybody to wake up and understand that we're fighting for our lives and we got to get our hands dirty, so be it. That comment from Giannis, look, I'm not pro Giannis in this situation. I'm not. He shouldn't have done what he did. The Chicago Bulls, they should have stood up for themselves. Somebody should have gone and put a little bit of a bump on Giannis before he went and dunked that ball. As soon as you figured out what he was going to do, somebody needed to take off down the floor after him and put a stop to it, no question. But this, a heel turn, that's what this is, right? Let's be real. This is a heel turn from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He just smacked the Chicago Bulls in the back with a steel chair and spray painted NWO on their backs. He dropped the big leg across the throat of Macho Man Randy Savage, and he joined Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. This is a heel turn from Giannis Antetokounmpo. If that is what has to happen for everybody to wake up and understand we're fighting for our lives, and so be it. Giannis said, hey, I got to do what I got to do in order to wake this team up and win. And if that means I got to use some underhanded tactics, I got to do some things that some people may not like, that's okay. I'm going to do it. And on that, Give me heel Giannis. I want to see heel turn Giannis. Change the entrance music. Have him talk down about the home crowd whenever the Bucks are on the road. I want to see Giannis go full heel, resort to the dirty tactics, all of that. I am here for it. You guys let me know, though, what you think in the comment section down below. Should Giannis have dunked that ball? Should the Chicago Bulls have done more about it? And what do you think about the Mark Williams against Jose Alvarado fight? A little bit of fun, a little bit of tension in the NBA tonight. Thought I'd jump on here and go over it all with you. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you do subscribe right here to the channel. Until next time, see ya and stay safe.